Hello you guys, welcome to my channel, and in this video I'm going to be talking about and reviewing a game that has come out 3 months ago exclusively for the Nintendo Switch, and it could be a new intellectual property, let's say, I meant to say franchise, but yeah, IP, and it could have a sequel, which would make sense, but anyways, it's a fighting, silly, funny, family-friendly looking game, like, and it's boxing, not wrestling, could be both, or either, but sure, both, which is called Arms. It came out on June 16th, coincidentally same time as Cars 3. And so far it got two updates. The first one was a new character and a level based on the character called Max Brass. The level is called, I think, Stage Arena. Well, the second one, which came out so recent, is a new character called Lola Pop, and I don't know what's the level called, but it's like in China or something. But so anyways, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And let's get right into it. Alright, so we're gonna go in now. And as you see here, it shows you the ways to play and all of what, like the controls that you can use for. And as for the motion controls, the way you play with it's called the thumbs up grip. And by the way, every now and then the menu changes the background of it. Probably depends on the update. So that's how it is. And we're gonna go over the online first though, by the way. So in the online, right when you get to choose your character, here you see the games that are currently going on, and then when there's a circle that appears and you all of a sudden get stuck into it, that's what it means. When all of a sudden you're gonna start match like getting into a game. So that's how it is. And one thing though, it's compared to the, let's say, single player and multiplayer. Like, I mean, if local, pretty much is if that you only get to win once. So if he won or you won, then that's it. There's no two rounds, or like if tied, then three. You know what I mean? So that's the difference. But again, and yeah, it's just the online is really fun overall, but it's just one of those games where you can get bored from it easily after a while, unfortunately. And there was a joke, quotation marks, where that the game was dead even just because of the fact that when Splatoon 2 came out, unfortunately. Then, like every other multiplayer game, it shows you the replay of how you or the other person won. And then usually in every game, there's a coin that's right under your name and next to your avatar, like the character's picture, and all of a sudden there are points that gets added up. Usually it's only one or two, but in online it's just way different. Oh, and here you can also do a warm up just to see, just to practice how to play in this game, and just if there's something you're having trouble with the controls, if you're not sure how to do something. But yeah, and this is lagless entirely. So even though like how do you go online is through Wi-Fi, but I don't notice any lag. And for online, there's also every mode, like I think exactly with the local. I mean, also if you play single player, but not except Grand Prix. But there is like a normal match, the headlock as they say, and this one that are you currently seeing, which is the, I don't know what it's called, but you know what I mean, where you have to try to hit as many targets as you can. And you can grab the person, you can get extra points as a way to distract them, if you know what I mean, just to stop them and delaying them from hitting this too, and so. Also by hitting the electric ball. I don't know what it's called, like the mine, yeah, electric mine, pretty much. Yeah, one more thing I forgot to point out though is right when I was gonna show you in my first match, but if you, let's say, just to show what you're feeling, you can actually, um, you can shake your avatar's head, like, either with happiness or sadness, like anger, just by pressing R or L. R for, I think it's for happy, while L is for bad. Or no, I think it's the opposite, but like, you know what I mean? You can give out your feelings, just your expression, but through, not voice chat or text, as you know how Nintendo's trying to keep it family friendly and, let's say, non-explicit and no profanity. But that's what you can do if you go back to the clip and see it earlier. So And right now, anyways, we're gonna go right into the verses, and we're gonna start with fight. You choose a character and whatever it is, like your random one, and then you immediately get to choose your level. Also, then you get to choose your arms and start fighting right away. Yeah, start fighting away. And just really smooth. Well, never mind, it's not two players, but yeah, two players will be 60 frames per second, but if it's more than that, it will be 30 or kind of less. But I forgot, just because this is two of us, but it's not split screen, I mean, so I'm an idiot. Never mind about that then. But the gameplay is really good, I mean. Our next up is team fight. You get to choose whoever you want to play with, if it's four, yeah, if it's four at least. And then we're gonna go into volleyball. You play just like a volleyball with someone who's on your opposite side, your antagonist, let's say your opponent. Then there's hoops, pretty much basketball, obviously. The only way kind of to get them into it is if you grab them. That's it. Unless you have that unleashed power, then make them fly into that like trampoline thing, and then it bounces them right back into the basketball. It's two for each as for the points, but if what I just said with the unleash attack trick, which you're seeing now, it gives you 3 points. Again, this is probably one of my favorite modes, actually. It's silly. Even if I should play with Helix, I feel like that's one of the characters you should play with. I mean, if against at least, or either. Then there's Skill Shot. Yeah, that's the one that it's called. What I meant earlier for the online. You just hit as many targets as you can. There's Headlock Scramble, which that means there is a head helmet that's alive. When it gets into your head when you wear it, you start becoming powerful and it kind of becomes alive. But there is a timer though, as you see on the back. The ring. Yeah, it gives you 10 seconds probably, but it's really good. And the only way kind of to get rid of it is if you have the unleash attack and if you grab them pretty much, then and there's one on 100, which you fight the helix like characters like in the warm-up in the online with 100 of them, probably just as less time as you can, just like a time trial. Then there's arms test, probably just means that without getting points or anything, you yeah, test it with someone, pretty much. Then right now we're looking at the arms. You can set what it is already instead of you being in the character select. Let's say if you're playing more than one player, if there's a split screen, you don't want to get someone bored or take over the screen with this, but you can do this on your own even if just you're going to play single player and you don't want to go entirely to like when you choose the character. And this, you can get more arms by spending coins, which you get through everything except the tutorial and arms test. Here you can get more arms. It gives you 30 seconds. Then it gives you those huge boxes. You have to hit them. That's the one that gets you more arms. And then there's a timer. I mean a clock. It gives you more time by 5 seconds. But careful, and you're out of luck if you don't hit that or the gift thing, because that's the symbol. I mean, it's a gift, but as you see on the screen. But either, I mean, if you hit both, obviously it's you have to. I mean, it's really beneficial. But just be careful. I mean, probably with motion controls wouldn't be good because it's risky. And right into Grand Prix right now, which you know what it is, but and whenever you're done with a player, it gives you this crown at the top. It highlights it with yellow, which that's the color for arms, for this game pretty much, and that's why the Joy Cons are. I don't know if I mentioned about it before, but you get to choose also your difficulty. That's how it is with single player always. Like if you play story mode, but it's obvious. Most of the time I choose 3. Like I always choose mediocre even if at first. Sometimes, and if there's a remaster, I would choose the hardest because I already played it. And yeah, the announcer, by the way, the kind of the protagonist in the story is named Biff, which I kind of don't like how in this one he sounds weird compared to when you watch the Nintendo Direct.
I'm Biff.
Which is kind of weird, but whatever. And it gives you every now and then, whenever you're playing with a character, it gives you the details like the age and like the power. What's the power of it? Like special. I mean the special ability and the height, just almost everything about it, and just hobbies. But they give you kind of some silly ideas like information because you know how it is. And yeah, there are a total of 10 matches. Every now and then you'll fight with someone randomly. But I think if you get the update, like if Lola Pop, it gives you that character, which, yeah, I don't know what was instead of Lola Pop, but depends on the character that you use, I mean. But Lola Pop, you get to fight with her later. But yeah, so that's how it is every now and then, pretty much. Yeah, each is a different character. I don't know, it just depends what you play with. And yeah, in general, just how it is. And always though and actually always the last level, and I mean character is always going to be the same. And I think every character that you play with against that, I mean the level is always based on their character, if you know what I mean. But based on the character that you're playing against. But with the last one, it's always the same, which is, yeah, you're gonna see now just in a minute. Maybe I just don't want to say it. Semi-final. I think it's always the Mummy, Master Mummy. I mean, Grim Reaper. I think it's kind of a title for him. Yeah, so grand finale, as you're gonna see, it's Max Press. Always him, and then there's this level, which is stage level. And that's when you finish the game, and if you win, that's how the cutscene's gonna be. What it's gonna say, like, the dialogue, and what's gonna show you, and everything. I just like how it is, it's satisfying, because, the background, and just what they show you, that's what I really like about it, pretty much. But, you get the point. It's just as an opinion. In terms of opinion, yeah, that's how it is, but, yeah. Not much. Then it shows you you're in like a ring. There's a background like in the Oscars where they take a picture of you and you just do your pose and show that you're happy, and that's it. Then he tells you, signing off, good night everyone. Biff, And yeah, the guy, it's funny because, how he has a fist and he can even move it on his head, but that's how it is. And yeah, that's pretty much it as for the Grand Prix.
And so overall, ARMS is a really great game. It's good for people mostly for, obviously multiplayer. If with 2 players, it would be better for the bigger screens and the frame rate. You know how it is with multiplayer. So, and let's say that the Switch is not that powerful, but that's not the point. It's just, like regarding the fact that it's not powerful, but it's moderate enough. It's more than the Wii U, just in general. So even though like with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, they kind of have the same specs, but it runs at 1080-60 if docked. That's one thing, but I don't know if 900p 60 frames is ever possible, if I mean on the Switch. Maybe if 900p 30, which is with Zelda. And the only issue I really have with this game, anyways, is the lag. It doesn't seem good when you play online, it just, if you want to even grab someone, there's like a 0.1 second delay. It's not, smooth, that's how it is. Not like with other games like Mario Kart and Splatoon. It's just the online, Nintendo Online is phenomenal. Not like with PlayStation and other consoles. Like when you play Call of Duty, you know how like it's not responsive and it's just, it doesn't feel like it's killing someone. And sometimes there's a lag. You know what I mean? But yeah, with killing with like Splatoon. But yeah, but no, with Call of Duty. But this isn't killing, just hitting. But yeah, there's a delay when you want to hit someone and when you grab. And I think sometimes if you use the Unleash attack, the power, as I think my cousin called it, but like the banana juice, it wasn't that, but just, it looks like a banana milk. So, I think sometimes it would revert back to a second and it doesn't get used. It's like traveling in time. It's just an online issue. Even I think if you have the fastest, that's the issue. Except, there's, I think, no lag when it comes to the warm-up. Like, those squiggly characters like in the 1 in 100. So, the ones that look like Helix, which, by the way, there's a picture I think I'll put up here. Looks like from rest in peace, Robin Williams. Flubber. I remember seeing that on a tape. I think it was for a Disney cartoon movie. But just, yeah, I remember I owned that movie and I forgot what it was about and it came as a promo, kind of. I think it was a DVD trailer. But this is a good game. I would, yeah, overall give it a rating of a 9. So, the only probably issue is the lag, and actually right now, since there's an update, you can customize the controls. I think people really wanted that, but guess what? It happened. And there were 2 more updates, which was the Max Brass character and level, and the Lollipop character and level. So, yeah. And it's funny, because by the time I recorded this gameplay, it was actually the same day when the game came out. I think it was that or the day after, but 3 months later. I was supposed to do this review a month ago, but, this is kind of 3 months later, so why not with the updates? But, yeah, it's just the characters and the customizing controls. But other than that, maybe if for the current review I would give it a 9.2, but still, a 9 is really good. It's a nice franchise that's really goofy and, clownish, obviously, in a good way, but it's just really, that's how Nintendo is, and I like how their games are really colorful. It's just really good. Like with the Wii, even how it was so, the sharpness, and the fact that it's shiny, like with Super Mario Galaxy. But, so is this worth it? That's the question. Yes, it's worth it. Probably not for the $60, though. It's funny, though, because when I pre-ordered it on Amazon, with Prime, you get it for $55, so $5 less. If it's $55, or makes sense at $50, because usually by 5 is weird if it's $55, but dollars, then yeah, it's worth it. 50 or less even. But if it's 60, nah, because that's not really a single-player type of game, but anyways, other than that, yeah, sorry for the long conclusion. It's worth it, yes, but not for the $60. Obviously, there's a discount now. Really great game to pick up for the Switch, and new, like, entirely Switch-exclusive game, like, no sequel at all, if you know what I mean. It's the only, like, left-out game in a good way, so. But the Switch has enough games now. This is really good if you want to be competitive. Motion controls are better. That's what I was excited about it. and even the Joy-Cons itself look great, you know, like the ones that came with it, which I feel like they should be called lime, neon lime. But you know why it's neon yellow, but it's more of a lime, you know, color. But I know lime is slightly darker, but you know what I mean. Imagine if it was lemon, but it would have been darker, a little, like a little darker yellow, kind of goldish, which that's the color I want for Joy-Cons. Anyways, that was my review, you guys, for ARMS. Again, I know that was a long conclusion, but at least I said it already. Just the negative is the lag, and already said if it's worth it, yes, and like for the question, that's the answer. I answered it, and how much is it worth it? But overall, other than that, it's a really good game, you know. But and also, it's unfortunate how you don't. I don't get to collect how it costs so much to get so many new arms, you know. Yeah, pretty much. It's like 100 and 200. It's funny compared to 30. 30 is just, I think, for like a minute, unless you get time increase, you know. And also, yeah, I'm not gonna show gameplay if everyone what I wanted to say. Also, there is if when you play for a match entirely without getting hit, you get a perfect. You know, on the yellow, on the circle, it becomes yellow, and the announcer, like the whoever speaks, says perfect. The girl, you know, who seems kind of Japanese, but like, and someone who's at least 20 years old. But other than that, when you play online, that's where you get the most points. That's where you get a lot of them easily, if you know what I mean. But anyways, ARMS, great game, whatever else. Thank you for watching. Please give it a like and subscribe. I will do a lot of, hopefully in the future, like, and soon, review impressions video. Impressions would be mostly helpful, but even though it's kind of boring. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and leave a comment down below anything about this game. But yeah, really good game, and it's just so silly. And yeah, Boxman, Springman, all those people. Spring has sprung, as you could say, even though it has a spring release date, but it was summer. Bye, you guys. Oh, God.